little shut-ins, and welcome to the Harsh Report Lock-In series. The news of late has been a little depressing to say the least. If it's not about Rona, it's about President What's-His-Face. But there's a lot of good news still happening out there. One story is Captain Tom Moore. Now, Captain Moore served in World War II with tours in India and Burma. In early April, Tom, at the sprightly age of 99, began walking laps in his garden to aid the NHS charity to reach £1,000, as a way of saying thank you for the care he received during his cancer and a broken hip. And he did. Well, kind of. This is where the story gets fucking amazing. So after the news gets around of Tom's walking laps in his garden for charity, the amount slowly began to grow and grow. He hit the 1,000 mark without any trouble at all, then hit the 100,000 mark. Then it snowballed to a whopping £33 million. Yeah, you heard me, £33 million. Since then, he's hit the UK's #1 on the charts with You'll Never Walk Alone. Tom has also been awarded the Yorkshire Regiment Medal and the Pride of Britain Award. Now, the story doesn't stop there either. For Tom's efforts on his birthday, he was honoured by the Queen and awarded the rank of Honorary Colonel, and even got a military flyover. Twice! You see, we focus too much on the negative and forget that there is some real beauty out there in the world. Yeah, sure, keep up to date with the news, but also go looking for the good shit. It's out there, guys. In a national or international crisis, the most important qualities are direction, kindness, empathy, and of course, the cohesion in government. Now, although we have seen this in most countries, there are still those that really shouldn't be leading. Fair weather leaders, I call them. Pretend heroes, selling the ideal world, preying on our weaknesses, fear, bias and greed to support the vote. Creating cults, not followers. More like a Joel Osteen gathering. Now, there were very few leaders who were prepared when the coronavirus swept throughout the world. And to be fair, this is an extraordinary situation, although the writing has been on the wall for quite a while now. Okay, so to break it down, there's the 2002 SARS outbreak, the 2003 resurgence of H5N1, which is the avian flu, the 2009 H1N1 swine flu, and the outbreak of MERS in 2012, not to mention Ebola in 2014. Now, despite the warnings, we didn't take the danger seriously enough. We were caught short by the Rona. Well, when I say all, there were those that took the threat seriously. Singapore, South Korea, and Vietnam, just to name a few. Now, being caught short is no excuse for poor leadership, though. A leader's job is to lead. And this has not been the case in the US. When your leader is too busy laying blame for a situation, I can guarantee you they're not leading. They're passing the buck. They're wagging the dog, as they don't know how to lead. Now, when the leader of the free world is more concerned about a re-election more than the safety of his people, you've got to ask some questions. When the administration as a whole gives contradicting information and makes outlandish health claims and responses, you've got to ask some questions. And when your own president shuts you down because you bring something to his attention he doesn't like, you have to ask some questions. Here's just a quick example. Have a look.
So PPE has been sporadic, but it's been manageable, and we do what we have to do. We're nurses, and we learn to adapt and do whatever the best thing that we can do for our patients to get the job done and get the care provided. And that's what we're going to continue to do as COVID-19 continues.
Sporadic for you, but not sporadic for a lot of other people.
Oh, no, I agree, Mr. President.
Because
Absolutely.
I've heard the opposite. I've heard that they are loaded up with gowns now, and initially we had nothing. We had empty cupboards.
What's the matter with you?
We had empty shelves. We had nothing.
That is not the answer of a leader, or in fact, what the US deserves. Now, of course, there's more. When the administration makes a statement and within 2 breaths contradicts the previous sentence, you have to ask some questions. There's nothing untoward about asking for clarity. The US as a country makes it the constant point to always ask questions. It's pretty much covered under the First Amendment with free speech. So what happened this time? The inconsistency in direction, not to mention information or lack thereof from this current administration. Take, for example, Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State. He's been really verbal about the origins of the COVID-19 virus, stating that he has information that proves unequivocally that the coronavirus is a man-made auto-contagion. Yet, when the ex-CIA director was confronted with the report from the Director of National Intelligence, he turned mid-breath and agreed with the finding, contradicting his previous statement. Don't take my word for it. Have a look.
Look, the best experts so far seem to think it was man-made. I have no reason to disbelieve that at this point.
Your Office of the DNI says the scientific consensus was not man-made or genetically modified.
That's right. I agree with that. Yeah, I've seen their analysis. I've seen the summary that you saw that was released publicly. I have no reason to doubt that that is accurate at this point.
Okay, so just to be clear, you do not think it was man-made or genetically modified?
I've seen what the intelligence committee has said. I have no reason to believe that they've got it wrong.
There's a trip. But guess what? There was some more wacky stuff said by the Commander-in-Chief in the last week. Surprised? No. President Clump touted everything from Joe Biden's fictitious apology letter, Dr. Fauci downplaying the virus threat, then back to hydroxychloroquine. Just garbage and spurious at best. Just another one of the Trump campaign moments, regurgitating the usual misinformation hidden behind his God Save America bullshit. He knows his cult way too well. He knows they won't fact-check anything he says because he's a cult leader. But perhaps there is a ray of light, though. Enter Kayleigh McEnany. Previously from Clump's election campaign, McEnany walked to the press podium, the first White House briefing in 459 days. My time flies when you're fucking confused. McEnany assured reporters that she would never lie to them. Just a sign of the times when that really has to be qualified.
Will you pledge never to lie to us from that podium?
I will never lie to you. You have my word on that.
Thankfully, it's on tape. Now, as much as I want to believe this, I don't believe a word. And I so want to be wrong. Mark Hoyle, or Ladbaby by his YouTube handle, has an enormous following. Normally tormenting his well-natured wife Roxanne with a myriad of pranks and hoaxes. Now, don't get me wrong, Roxanne definitely returns the favour in home ways. Now, Mark is known from setting up virtual McDonald's drive-thrus, raising money for the Trussell Trust, and amazing hacks for being in isolations with kids. Mark is just one remarkable human. Now, one of his latest vids is a heartwarming gift for Roxanne. In a time when most of us are separated by social distancing, Mark gave one of the greatest gifts to his wife. Her mother's severed hand. Well, not the actual appendage. He arranged for his mother-in-law to cast her hand in plaster and send it to Roxanne. It really was a beautiful moment that will melt the iciest heart. Here's a brief look.
Please tell me it's not another gimp mask or a prank or...
It's
please,
not, no,
I'm
it's
done,
not,
I'm
it's
done.
not a gimp mask.
New wig. I can't feel.
No, right? It's nothing like that. It's something that's gonna help people in lockdown.
Oh my God, look! Is it my mum?
And it's taken her a little while to work out how to do it, but that's your mum's hand.
So to see more, jump onto Ladbaby's page for the full clip. I mean, I'll leave the link below. You will not be disappointed. Well, that's all I've got time for today, guys. Subscribe on the link, suggest a story, and share me around like a cheap drug. Remember, wash your hands, follow common sense, check on your neighbours, and don't be a dick. And I'll catch you next time on The Harsh Report.